Would you like to lead in, Danny?
Sure.
All right. Oh, there we go. All right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fake Philosophers. I, of course, am Danny. With me, as always, the lovely, the talented, the beautiful, the effervescent
Oh, oh, oh.
M- Michael Glenny.
Hello, 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 hello.
We were bored on a Thursday night
Yeah.
and decided, hey, let's get together, have a beer, and shoot the shit about a couple things. And we decided we're going to start off talking about the Halo series, specifically season one, because Mike hasn't seen season two. It's been out
Yes.
for
Couple years.
months, a couple years now,
Couple years.
on
Yeah.
Netflix for a couple weeks now. Um,
Yes,
so
that's why. So, recap. I have been on out of work for a couple weeks. That's the wrong way to put it. On leave for a couple weeks because I had a little procedure to which I couldn't go to work.
how
Uh,
are the hair plugs, by the way? Are they fitting in?
I'm still wearing the hat. So,
Yeah. Okay.
um, but yeah, and so I you just hit it on the head. So I had for years because growing up I was a huge Halo fan, and but I never got Paramount Plus, and I refused to get another streaming service. And then I was looking at Netflix and saw that it was on Netflix. So I was like, oh shit, cool. And so I started watching it. And
Yeah.
so season one.
Hmm.
Let's call this better late than never
Okay.
review segment.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
uh, what you go off season one Halo go off.
Okay. Fuck Paramount.
Okay.
Because they took an already great like kind of origin story in the Fall of Reach,
Mm-hmm.
and totally just said, you know what? We're not doing any of that. We're just gonna have a similar character, who is part of this universe. We're gonna totally redo his origin story, his team, and pretty much everything about the universe that you know and love, and make this more a trauma dump, like a war trauma dump kind of series.
So they did, if I recall, because I was talking to Ortiz, I was talking to him about it. So they did the Fall of Reach in season two, right?
Yeah,
When I say that, I mean like they attempted to cover that in season two.
they
Okay.
Reach did fall. Spoilers, Reach
To be
did
fair,
fall.
uh,
But
okay.
like there was no noble team, there was no Pillar of Autumn. There was nothing like that.
And we'll get to that season two. But season one, go on. I'm curious for your thoughts, and then
Okay.
I'll.
So like the first episode did a great job of like introducing the universe, introducing the Spartans, the Spartan 2 program, um, and that kind of stuff like tracked. That did really well. I have no faults with Pablo Schreiber at all as Chief.
Okay.
I actually think he plays the role really, really well. He has a presence that is very similar to the Chief of the video games. The only thing is, oh God, he takes his helmet and his armor off so much, which is something, I mean, like that's part of the whole deal with the video game is like making you think you are Chief and like never seeing his face, never giving him a face. But it's like in actuality, he would have to take his helmet off a lot.
I'll cut you off there. I didn't have a problem with him taking the helmet off because like in the to compare like the Mandalorian, it was part of the culture that you don't take your helmet, you
Yeah.
don't reveal yourself. So that was worked in, and thankfully, what's his name was cool with that. He didn't need to show his face all the time, so cool.
Mhm.
I don't know if that was behind the scenes like a contract to where like kind of like Robert Downey as Iron Man, like you needed to see his
Yeah.
face, like or like soldiers take their helmets off. Like
Yeah.
if you're not an active duty, you're going to take your shit off. So I didn't really mind that too much. I knew before I saw it, a lot of the nerds online complained about that.
Hmm.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like it happens. Like we can do. You know.
Don't think of like I had a big problem. I didn't have a
No,
big problem
of
with that.
course, yeah.
Um, I I I yeah. I mean, obviously he's a main character. He's an actor, and these are the goods. and we have to connect with him some way. And since we can't play as him, we have to, connect a different way, and seeing his face is a way to do that.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't have a problem with that. I did have a problem with a lot of the visual effects,
Okay.
because they looked like Halo Combat Evolved.
They look like a video game.
It looked like a video game.
So I'll cut you off there too. I agree, but I didn't mind it.
It wasn't.
I'm saying that with a question mark. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
didn't mind
yeah,
it. Like the first scene where they're on Madrigal.
mhm,
I remember 3 weeks from now, I will not remember that planet's name. But since I just watched it,
yeah,
that first scene when they're on Madrigal, where like the elites come and they start killing everybody, and then the Spartans drop. Like when I first saw the elites, I was like, "This is horrible graphics,"
yeah,
and this is not from like 2005. Like this was a few years ago. So in my head, it's like, "All
yeah.
right, this is horrible."
And
But
this had Paramount money. Like,
yeah, and so I was like, okay. And then the Spartans came down, and then when they started fighting, it kind of looked like a cutscene from the video game.
yep,
And I didn't hate it. Like I was kind of like, all right, like it's fine. And and later in some of the action sequences, it did kind of come off as game cutscenes during those
hmm,
fights, especially since like in like regular scenes, the Spartans are very clunky. Like you hear
yeah.
you're like, duh, duh, duh. And then in the fight scenes, they're flying around, jumping, and I'm like, well, all right,
Doing
little,
triple backflips,
yeah, I was like,
while
little
shooting and throwing grenades. Yeah,
little gravity difference here. But
yeah.
anyway, but go on, go on.
Um, the only thing I didn't mind with the CG was Cortana. I thought they did
Cortana was
Cortana
good. I like Cortana.
really, really well.
Yeah.
But she's supposed to be like a CG hologram type character.
So it's like fine, yeah.
But I think they got the same voice actor
They
to
did.
play her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did.
But yeah, I mean, there were some nice little nods, like the whole "I'm gonna need a weapon."
Yeah.
Loved that. Um, yeah, I mean, so like there were things that were faithful and accurate to the games. Um, yeah, where like, and I actually got through season one going, this isn't bad. I can't wait for season two.
Okay.
Then I watched The Fall of Reach.
Well, I haven't seen that yet, so let's not get to that yet.
All right.
I read. I will say, from our friend Ortiz, he told me it's dog shit, and I believe him. Having read the book when I was a teenager,
Mhm.
I know it's not going to be what I read. Um, so I'll go off. I I kind of okay. I'm with you. But the first episode, I was like, all right, and I'll forgive the graphics. Let's just
Mhm.
the graphics were on the same page. Um, issue one, the little Asian girl, Juan.
Yeah. Quan. Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about her?
Yeah.
And I think at first I didn't mind it because she kind of played that role of like introducing us to Spartans from the human point of view.
Yeah.
Because she was part of the insurrectionists, that planet. The Spartans came down at first. They're like, "Ooh, the Spartans are bad," but they're on the other side. So it's kind of a cool intro. And then
Mhm.
like when you started seeing the side plots with her, I couldn't give a fuck about her.
Mhm.
It kind of reminded me of Rose from the new Star Wars movies. Like
Yeah.
I just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's coincidence that they're both Asian women, but
Maybe you're just racist, Mike. I don't know.
it's possible. But I just found myself not giving a shit about
Yeah.
that story. Forgot the character,
Mhm.
just that side story. I did
Well,
like Soren.
so I'm the same. I didn't really care for Soren's story at all.
I didn't mind the concept of that character, like the Spartan who ditched when he was a teenager. Like, and so the chief kind of goes back to him as like a source. I kind of like that interaction. But
Mhm.
past that, unless you're going to do a series about Soren,
Yeah.
kind of like think the Mandalorian, and they did like the Boba Fett series. We don't
Yeah.
have to say if it was good or not, but if you wanted to do like a standalone series about this renegade Spartan who's like kind of running this kind of backwoods, marketplace on wherever he was in his asteroid belt, that could be a cool standalone series.
Mhm.
But then Soren became a side character in Juan's story, and Juan's story I already don't give a fuck about. So it's like, all right, wasted. And not to mention that actor, his name
Bokeem
is
Woodbine.
Bokeem Woodbine's the shit.
Love him. Yeah.
So it's like you're wasting an actor and the potential of a great character as a
Hmm.
supporting character in two storylines, one of which I don't give a shit about.
Hmm.
So that was kind of a writing error. I don't know where that came from. And then two, the overall story. So I actually, while I was watching it, was like streaming through Wikipedia and like the Wikia, the Halo Wikia, saying,
Hmm.
"Who the fuck is this chick who's with the Covenant?"
Yeah, totally
Because
made up character.
yeah, totally original made up character, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was by season, or I'm sorry, season episode 4 or 5 that I almost felt like I was being gaslit
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't remember any of this
Yeah.
from anything, the game, the books, nothing.
Hmm.
And so I started. That's when I started actually like googling the show.
Hmm.
And so the showrunners, the writers, whatever, they pretty much openly said like, yeah, so this is a separate timeline. They call it the Silver Timeline. It's not the same timeline as the books because like prior to the
Well, yeah,
show,
yeah,
the books and the games all shared one timeline. There was no multiverse. It was one
no.
timeline. And so this show, they openly said we're creating a new timeline to fit our creativity, whatever. So
Hmm.
they created this new story, a new timeline, and that's the conversation I had with Ortiz about it was like we both agreed like this is not Halo.
Hmm.
It's a whole new concept with Halo characters.
Yeah.
And I think like what an example I gave like what if like you and I wrote a cool vigilante story about this guy who like was in New York and he was kind of like a businessman, not too successful but a businessman, and he started dressing up at night and beating the shit out of criminals and this and that, this and that, and it works. And then someone was like, "All right, cool, make him Batman." And like, well, he's not Batman. Like this doesn't work. But then like you make it a Batman movie, so then
Yeah.
everybody who knows Batman watches that movie, and they're like, "This is not a bad movie, but like it's not Batman. Like
Yeah.
this is not a Batman." Kind of like Joker. I think in one of our test episodes you
Yeah.
talked about
Oh,
Joker, to where it's
yeah,
like this.
yeah.
This is not a bad movie, but is it a Joker? Is it this a Batman Joker movie? Like no.
Hmm.
And that's kind of how the vibe I got was like this general story they developed of like this human who's hanging with the Covenant, and then like the artifacts where like Chief and this chick are seeing visions, and like so now he has questions about the UN UNSC, and like so like there's a story that's interesting, but like it's not Halo, it's not the story. Like
Yeah.
it's like Little Red Riding Hood, but she never goes to the and sees the wolf. Like it's just like taking characters and creating a whole new story based on the characters. And like and to me, it was just like stupid. It's like, did you not even like read the Wikipedia of the game, like the story? Because I think you could have. This I joked with Ortiz. I forgot how many episodes there were. Let's say there are 10. You could just make each episode a level of the original game, and everyone's
Yeah.
gonna jerk off to it.
Yeah. Everybody's
Like
gonna love that.
with the same graphics, same everything. Like Pablo Schreiber, I kind of have mixed opinions about him as Chief. Um, but like that aside, like all that stuff aside, you could still just do a show scene for scene of the video game, and it's going to be great. Um, but like,
Here's another complaint that I have is like you went out of your way to make sure that his team, Silver Team,
yeah,
is two chicks, two guys. Why not just make it Blue Team? Why not make it Fred, Linda,
I forgot
um,
their names, but yeah,
who's the other one? Fred, Linda. It's gonna drive me nuts. Um, but yeah, why not do that? Why not bring them into it?
yeah. It just to me the big fault. It just seemed, and this is where, like I said, Ortiz and I were talking about. It, like, it seemed like someone had an idea for a story, but like they didn't have. It's hard to create a new franchise based off of nothing.
Mhm.
So someone said, let's make a Halo series. And they're like, okay, yeah, we have an idea for that. And then they just took their idea and made it out of the Halo characters, even though it has nothing to do with the Halo game.
Yeah.
Because, and this is like, we were talking in that chat with Ortiz. I was like, in the game, and you read some of the books, right? So you're probably more familiar than I am,
Yeah, I
actually.
read I read Fall of Reach and Glasslands.
Okay. All you need is reach in the game. So if I recall, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while, Halo's not on anyone's radar. Halo is in the actual ring. It's not on anyone's radar at any point.
No, nobody
They
knows about it.
yeah. So Halo, the fall of Reach is happening, and there's their standing order that if any ship is going to fall, you hyperdrive in the opposite direction of Earth because they want to
Yeah.
protect Earth. So you zip away, trying to take them away from Earth, trying to distract from Earth. And Cortana, you don't learn this in the game. You learn this in the book. Cortana, when they're getting ready on the pillar bottom to zip away, they found these coordinates on some planet they were on from some artifact. There was these coordinates that she was curious about what they were, and they happened to be in the opposite direction of Earth. So she's like, "Let's just pop these in and go there." And that's when they come across Halo, and it's a total shock of what the fuck is this? And that's when the game begins. And in the show, Halo Chief and I forgot the chick's name, Maki or Maki or something.
Yeah.
The Covenant,
McKee.
something like that. The Covenant Uncle Tom, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
hey, if it's
Yeah.
they have these like shared dream visions that they're on Halo,
Hmm.
and it's almost like romanticized. I remember at one point she's like, "Why don't we just stay here?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is like?" I was like, "What?"
You finished season 1, right?
Yeah. So season one is when they go to the Covenant planet, and then she
Mhm.
dies. She dies, or at least I'm sure she comes back, but she dies, and Cortana takes over Chief's body, whoops everyone's ass, saves the team, takes the artifacts. But before that, it was like Chief had the shared vision where they're on Halo, and she was like, "Just stay here with me," and he's like, "No, it's not real." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" It was just like, is this Inception now? Like where they're
Yeah.
in this like it was just like this isn't again a standalone story. Going back to Joker, the movie of Joker was not bad, but saying is this the Joker that fights Batman? It's just it didn't fit. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so with this one, the story itself about a super soldier and his team that like he takes the chip out and he slowly finds his humanity and he's struggling with that while he's dealing with his repressed memories and then dealing with this chick and these visions. It's not a bad sci-fi fantasy story on its own. But
Yeah.
then when you make that guy Master Chief and you make Cortana in there, which Cortana now can control Master Chief,
Yeah.
and she came from a clone, like it was just like what? Like it was just as a fan. If I went into it knowing nothing about Halo, I'd probably like it a lot more.
You
But as
probably
a
would. Yeah.
yeah, but as a fan of Halo and knowing what Halo's supposed to be, it literally just was not a show about Halo. It was not a Halo show.
Yeah.
That's kind of
What,
the long story short. Yeah,
which I think is a bigger problem indicative of Hollywood too, because they're
yeah.
like, well, this show isn't just for hardcore Halo fans. It's like you're making a show that exists in a nerddom. It's not for anybody else. Like
Yeah, who the fuck?
no,
Who are you making it for?
who are you making it for? Nobody's
Yeah,
going to look at this and be like, ah, this looks interesting. I'll try this. No, you're making this for Halo fans.
yeah.
And I think ultimately what happened, and I know Hollywood has a huge problem with doing this. They probably found a script and said, huh, this is good. Let's adapt Halo to this.
Or
This
that.
could
Yeah,
be Halo.
and it's the silver
Uh,
timeline.
and yeah, maybe that's what it was called. It was called Silver Timeline. Um, and that's why yeah, it's like we're going to adapt our vision of Halo to this script that we purchased off John Q. Nobody for $100,000.
That's what happened with in an indirect way. That's kind of happened with Tears of the Sun. Tears of the Sun was supposed to be like Die Hard 4.
Yeah,
And then I forgot what happened. You probably are familiar with it too. Like it was supposed to be Die Hard 4, like in the jungle. But then something happened with the script where they're like, would this happen? And they adjusted it, kept Bruce Willis involved, and made Tears of the Sun.
Tears of the Sun, great movie by the way,
I
awesome
love that
movie.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so it could be something like that. Like you said, someone had this story, this script. At the same time, Paramount was like, well, that script has no teeth because no one's going
hmm
to care about that. And then they
yeah,
were like, well, we're developing Halo. And that writer's like, what if
yeah,
we have the script and we just adapt it to Halo? But at the end of the day, it's just not a Halo. It's just not. That's my main criticism. It's not like they didn't do a good adaptation or anything like that. Like the book was better than the movie. None of that. It's just like it wasn't. Like imagine the Hunger Games, but they didn't have the Hunger Games, right? Like this Hunger Games adaptation, but they never fought in an arena. And it's like, wait,
yeah,
this isn't the Hunger Games. Like that's kind of how I felt about it. It wasn't bad.
yeah,
It just wasn't Halo.
yeah,
Um, and then to piggyback on what you said, and I think you and I, and even like when Derek's been on, we talked about it. That argument is so fucking dumb. I'm agreeing with you, by the way. I'm not your argument.
Yeah.
The whole, well, the movie's not, or the movie, the show, whatever, is not made for those people. And it's like, okay, anytime you adapt, especially a video game, a comic book, something that has a dedicated fan base, and you say, well, the movie, the show wasn't made for them. It's like, well, one, so you're already isolating a majority of the audience who wants to watch this.
Yeah.
And then two, if you're not gonna, I get it, adaptations, you're not gonna stick 100% to the source material. You can't do that. It's impossible. If they did that with Game of Thrones, it would have taken fucking decades to just cover all the characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had to make some cuts in there. But yeah, so when they're like, well, the movie wasn't made for you, the show wasn't made for them. It's like, who the fuck are you making this for? You think some random, I'm gonna be a little prejudiced here, some random like 22-year-old chick is gonna give a fuck about Halo? Like, no, you're gonna target guys in their upper 20s, 30s who played it when they were younger, and now they want to watch the movie. And so, or the show. And when you do the show that doesn't connect with anything from the source material at all, except there's Master Chief in his armor, which was dope, which was cool. Yeah, it's not going to land, and that's kind of how I felt about it. Like, it wasn't bad. It was just, it's not Halo. Like, I don't know how more I could say that. I think even we talked about in the past, like certain shows where it's like they made a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And granted, I didn't watch it, but apparently it wasn't bad. But a lot of people were like, well, it's not being made for you. It's being made for kids. And it's like, I was a fucking kid when this thing came out. If it's being made for me. Like, no. Yeah. Like, if they made a Crash Bandicoot movie right now, like, yeah, that's made for us.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, fuck the kids. Like, that's us.
Yeah.
That's made for us to take our kids to.
Yeah. And we'll enjoy it. And I think a lot. Well, you can't even say like this show is for like to get kids into Halo.
Oh no,
this was not a kid-friendly show.
No. Let's do the petty shit. I said this to Ortiz too. When the pink haired Kai,
yeah,
the chick, she was cool. But like, so she took her thing out and she was the one that doubted when they were gonna go after Chief, and she's like, guys, I don't know if we should go after Chief. That might be a bad idea. And what's her name's like in the Spartan's ears, and they turn around and just give her the hands because she has her helmet off, and they just turn around, pop, whooping her, and then it cuts to her like when she's like tied up on the bench, and there's not one bruise on her face. I was like, this bitch just took armored hits to the bare face, and there's not a bruise or a cut. I was like, come on, like little things like that. I was like, all right, you're fucking up.
Yeah, man.
But I'm gonna watch season 2.
Yeah, watch it.
I'm not gonna have as much time now that I'm coming off a leave here, but I'm gonna watch it. I hear they fucked up the Arbiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably made a romance story between him and some Covenant chick. I don't know.
No.
I'm just trying to think like what else, how can they fuck this up more?
I don't want to spoil it for you.
It's fine. Yeah.
And another thing is the show's called Halo. I can't say that because that'll spoil it for you.
Spoil it. I don't give a fuck. Spoil
it. The show's called Halo. They don't get to Halo until the end of season 2.
Which I'm actually okay with. They don't have to get there right away. I'm cool with that. Just try to stick to the source material.
Yeah, whatever. No.
It seemed like with this whole excuse of we're creating our own timeline so we can be creative. That's just an excuse to like we want to do what we want to do and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that was until I read that, I was very confused. Like I said, I felt like I was being gaslit.
Yeah.
Like, cause I was like, I don't remember any of this shit. Like, I don't remember there being a chick that was cool with the Covenant. I don't remember Master Chief having like an identity crisis. I don't remember.
You never did.
That's my point. Like, I felt like I was being gaslit. So I was like, I don't remember any of this. Am I crazy? Until I saw that they like created this new timeline, and for some reason, like, what's her name, Halsey, the scientist, like everyone hates her now, and Miranda Keyes is a child. I'm sure that actress is actually an adult, but she came off as very childish to me.
Well, she has to because her parents are not that old.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I get it, but like, she's an adult in the game.
Yeah.
Like she's a grown woman, and you
And she's not a scientist. In
it okay. So clarify that because it's been a while. I know Captain Keyes, Pillar of Autumn, and he dies in the first game. Cool.
Mhm. And then Miranda Keys, I
Is
want to
his
say
is his daughter, but she was like
is
a
his daughter.
captain too, right?
She was a captain of another ship. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And then Halsey, that's not her name, right?
yeah,
The
Catherine
scientist.
Halsey.
Yeah. I don't think she was in the games at all, right? She was just in the book.
And she was in, I think Halo 4 is when we like see her for the first time.
But not prominent in the game then.
No.
Okay. But I know she doesn't do that shit in the book.
Mm-mm.
She's not this fucking weird trader chick who, yeah. Anyway, it was not a bad show, just not a Halo show.
Yeah.
Um, and it's crazy on Reach. You'd think there'd be more Spartans, but anyway.
Well, that's another thing. We had what did they say, 50 Spartans survived, and we only ever see these four.
Even in season two,
There's a caveat to that.
there.
They train Spartan threes,
Okay.
which if which that follows some lore, but the Spartan 3 program was a complete and utter failure.
Yeah.
They were I think trained as a quick reaction force to help fight the Spartan 2s against the Covenant, and most of them just got wiped out because at that time Oni wasn't running it, the UNSC was running it, and there was complete transparency in the program, so they couldn't augment
Do the shady shit that made him
do
good.
the shady shit. Yeah. And so a lot of them just died in battle. Um, and then we got the Spartan 4 program, which was Buck and what they call them? Noble Team, not Noble Team. They were Osiris, Fire Team Osiris.
I vaguely remember that. It was around. I think Halo 4 was when. I think I finished Halo 4. I don't remember a lot of it, and then Halo 5 is when I started checking out.
Which one? I don't remember Halo 5. That was Halo Infinite, right? That was the one that just came out.
No, I think Halo 5 came out when we were younger. It was either Halo 4 or Halo 5 I checked out. To where it
Okay.
was just getting too weird. Like, granted, I know it's sci-fi and it's weird, but like it got to the point where I was like, I don't feel like keeping up with this anymore.
Okay.
Halo 3 and ODST are the ones I last like kind of remember.
Well, and Reach.
What did they make? Oh, the and Reach. That's right. That's right. Okay. I forgot about Reach the game. Perfect ending level
Oh yeah.
where you just fight till you die.
Hmm.
That was dope. But yeah, outside of that, I think because Halo 4 and 5, I think came out after that. But again, it just kind of got too much for me, and I was like, I don't feel like holding this information in my brain anymore.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so if I recall, they made season 2, and I don't think they didn't renew it at all, and I don't think there's any plans to do more.
No.
It was just an utter failure,
Hmm.
which
And it's like you guys had a formula that you guys should have followed. And I think this is what happens when a lot of producers get involved too. And it's like, no, no, let's have them do this. Here's my idea for it. If you want my money, do this. And it's like, I wish we could say no.
right, and just as a prime example, you have a movie like 300,
Mhm.
which I never read the comic, the graphic novel, excuse me.
Mhm.
But from what I was told, that movie is pretty much like shot for shot
Yeah.
the graphic novel. And newsflash, it was fucking dope.
Mhm.
I never, like I said, never read the novel, excuse me, but everyone I know that did said they watched the movie and they're like, yeah, it's pretty much shot for shot the novel, and we love the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So literally, just take the game and shot for shot remake the game,
Yeah.
and I
Well, I
would
mean,
like it would be perfect.
the reason that worked, and it's kind of the reason why Deadpool works, is because you have somebody who is attached to that movie who is 100% committed to giving you something authentic.
Yeah,
In this case, in Deadpool's case, it's Ryan Reynolds. And in 300's case, it was Frank Miller. Frank Miller was
he was on board.
100%
Yeah,
on board with the movie and had total, I'm not going to say total creative control, but him and Snyder both working together made that movie what it was.
mm-hmm. That's
Um,
fair. I think I read earlier because I was looking at the Wikipedia that one of the original creators of the original game said about the show, he's like, "This is not the Halo we created," and then
mhm.
later said like, "I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying it's not what we created." And I was like, okay, so you're just backtracking to play it safe, but like you think it's just trash too.
Yeah, you think it's trash. Yeah,
You think it's trash. Like I said, it's not even trash. It's just not Halo.
it's not Halo.
It's just
You're
not
absolutely
Halo.
right. It's not
Um,
Halo.
like and we'll talk. This is off topic. Like Pablo Schreiber, I kind of had mixed opinions on, and it could be my own bias because every role I've seen him in, he and I'm not hating him for it to be clear, but like he does play a certain character type, where it's kind of the guy who has a mouth on him,
Hmm.
maybe a little bit of a temper, hot headed, pops off. And every role I've seen him in, that's what he's been.
I'm
And
trying.
so,
I'm trying to think. What are the roles I've seen him in?
he was in
Benghazi Warriors, 12 hours,
13 Hours.
13 hours.
Side note, great fucking movie.
Great fucking movie, and
I love
he's
the movie.
awesome, fucking awesome in it too.
Yeah, everyone in that movie is solid. That's a whole other topic. But
Yeah.
that one, he was in Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves, Orange is the New Black.
I never watched that show,
Oh,
but sure,
um, American Gods.
sure.
Did you not see American Gods?
Now that I'm saying it out loud, I think I only saw him in Den of Thieves and 13 Warriors, 13 Hours. So I'm going, maybe I don't have a good frame of reference. But
No, I will say this: in American Gods, he plays a leprechaun. So,
all right, cool.
but not like your horribly gimmicked leprechaun.
I'm
He's
sure,
like
yeah,
a regular sized human sized person.
sure.
Just kind of like a gambling addiction.
All right, like Leprechauns
Yeah,
too, they're gold.
yeah.
But that being said, I think he did okay. He was fine in it. It was interesting seeing him in a different kind of role
Yeah.
where he was a little bit more grounded. But ultimately, they probably could have found someone better. But that wasn't the big issue. The casting was not a big issue.
Hmm.
I do kind of like that the other Spartans they didn't really cast big names.
Yeah.
So I looked them up. I think the chick who played Cal, the pink haired Kai, sorry. She was like more of a stunt person.
Yeah. I want to say the other three Spartans all were stunt people.
Yeah, so I didn't find much about the other chick, Riz, but
Hmm.
the guy, the black guy, I found him. He had like his own Wikipedia page, and everything. Like he's kind of one of those guys who did a lot of supporting roles where you would never, not like supporting roles where you'd recognize him as like that guy, but just supporting roles where you would never recognize him. But then he got this
Yeah.
role. I was like, all right, that's
Hmm.
kind of cool because he was good in it.
Yeah.
I think he actually was the most Spartan of them.
He was. Yeah.
He was the most Spartan, where it's like, okay, yeah, he's there to fuck shit up. I think
Hmm.
one of the coolest scenes. I kind of was uncomfortable, but it made sense after they almost killed each other, and all the Spartans are on the same team, and it was Kai to him, or I think him and Riz. What was his name again? I could probably look it up, but where they're getting ready to go to fight the Covenant in the final episode, and Kai's kind of like, "Were you really gonna shoot me?" And they're both like, "Yeah, 100%." He's like, "Yeah, without hesitation." And she's like, "Well, that's fucked up." And he's like, "Well, you were gonna shoot us." She's like, "Well, yeah, but I was gonna feel bad about it." I was kind of like, "This is the most Spartan conversation." I was
Yep.
like, "This is actually that scene was probably my favorite, one of my favorite scenes in the entire show." It was like, "Were
Hmm.
you really gonna shoot me?" Of course I was. Like, well, what? Like, well, you were gonna shoot us? Well, yeah, but I was gonna feel bad. And they all just kind of laughed it off. I was like, "Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
Spartan conversation." I love that scene.
I'm trying. Did you ever watch Forward Unto Dawn?
I watched parts of it. That was the live action one, right?
Yeah.
I think I started watching it. I not enough to remember it. I'll say that
Okay.
if I
I
did
want
watch
to
it or
say
not.
that one. I want to say bridged Halo 3 and 4, or it might have been Halo 4 and 5. I don't remember. Um, but that series I actually really liked because they went into the backstory and it was I because I hadn't read any of the books before that. Like I didn't know Spartans were created to fight the insurrection,
Yeah.
fight against the insurrectionists,
Hmm.
and I was just like, oh, holy shit! There's this whole other thing that's happening before the Covenant invades,
Yeah.
and like yeah, it was really dope. And then like the Covenant attacks this military academy, and Chief comes and saves the military academy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, yeah, that's. I remember. I think it was the Fall of Reach when I read that one. So I didn't really read a lot of the books. I read Fall of Reach, And they go into that to where, yeah, the Spartans were used or created to be like superior fighters against the insurrectionists, and just a happy coincidence
Hmm.
that they were there when the Covenant started attacking. That they had these
Yeah.
guys. Um, yeah, and so I will say a positive thing about the show because we trashed it a lot. Another positive thing, I did kind of like. I think what was it? Doom, the movie, tried to do this.
Hmm.
Oh, where they try to do like the first person shooter thing.
Yeah.
I liked what they did with that, to where they were kind of cutting to
The visor view.
the HUD. Yeah, I kind of like that, and they kept the sound effects of the shield, and
Boop, 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 boop,
yeah,
boop,
I
boop,
I,
boop.
I think if you were a casual viewer, you'd probably be like, "What is this corny shit?"
Hmm.
But as like a person who played the game, I was like, "All right, I like this."
That's nostalgia. That hearing those
Yeah,
sounds,
oh, 100%.
hearing the shield recharge.
Yeah,
Doop. Ah.
but I
Yeah.
I like that, especially because it wasn't just Chief; it was cutting to all of their HUDs.
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of dope because, like, I know in Doom it was kind of forced where you just saw the first person and he went off, but in this one I was just kind of cutting back and forth to it. I was like, all right, I see you,
Hmm.
I see you, I like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, what I'm never gonna see, and I'm disappointed about it because you said you did read the Fall of Reach, right?
Yeah.
We may have had this conversation before off camera. There's a scene in the Fall of Reach that I wish would be in some sort of like live action adaptation. And you might remember it. It was one of my favorite things I read. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Where he takes on the three ODSTs.
Yes, 100%. My favorite fucking scene in that book. To those who don't know, we have had this conversation, haven't we?
We probably have, and they did it in so they did a Fall of Reach animated movie.
Okay.
It's pretty good. The animation is terrible,
Yeah.
but it's still a fun watch. It's kind of like a very good. It's almost like it's a motion comic, is what I'll
Okay.
call it. It is a
Sure.
motion comic. And it's like an abridged version of the Fall of Reach.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna sit there
Um,
for 2 hours, yeah,
yeah.
or
Um,
longer.
I think it's only like an hour long.
That's my point. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that they do that scene
Really?
where Chief is pissed that he lost a soldier and goes to work out in the gym.
Oh, I think we're thinking
And
of a different scene then.
no, you're talking about when Chief as a kid.
As a kid, did he
Yeah,
lose a soldier?
yeah.
I don't
It
remember
was
that
like
part
one of
of it.
their it was like one of their first was it it might have been right after augmentation. No, it was right after augmentation.
Okay.
And he finds out that he loses a bunch of people during augmentation, so he's like pissed off.
I don't remember that. What I remember is that he went to the gym just to work out. I don't
Hmm.
remember that part. You might be right. But what I remember is that he just went to the gym to work out. It was just after augmentation. I do remember that because he's starting to notice things are moving slower.
Hmm.
And he's kind of confused. Like, there's something wrong with me. And then when these ODST guys, were they I thought they were Marines, but either way, ODST are working out. And I think they like start talking shit to him, right?
Hmm.
Like, who the fuck are you, this fucking kid? And then he gets in the ring, and just because of his augmentation and everything's moving slower to him, just wrecks these guys like
I want to
without
say he
trying.
kills two of them.
I forgot if, does he? I forgot if he kills them or not. I just remember he wrecks them,
Hmm.
and then I think it is like Halsey or whoever. She's like watching from the shadows, and she's like, "Yeah," she's like, "Yeah, get him."
Yeah.
But I remember reading that, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope." And it was a reach, but in my head, not no pun intended. But it was a reach that in the show I was like, I wonder if they're going to cover this. And then by episode 3, I was like, nah, they're not.
Nah, they're not
Not
covering
at
it.
all. The person who wrote this has no idea about that scene.
Hmm.
Because that'd be a dope scene.
I will say they do bring in the fact that Chief is lucky, and they bring in the coin toss game that he did.
Yeah.
Uh, but again, they're just like, we're just gonna overshadow this.
Yeah. It was someone, I remember Kevin Smith made the joke about, I think, Tim Burton directing Batman. And Tim Burton made a comment of like, well, I don't have the time. I never read a Batman comic. And Kevin Smith was like, yeah, we know. Um, and that's kind of how I felt about this. Like, okay, whoever wrote this probably never played the game, didn't read the book, didn't read the cliff notes.
Yep.
Just all they were told was Master Chief, super soldier, Spartans are super soldiers. These are some characters, and Halo's a big ring. Apparently, there was controversy about the scene where Master Chief fucks the Covenant chick.
Yeah,
the Uncle
yeah.
Tom. There was controversy around that. That apparently that's a war crime. Apparently, I didn't think about that. Like, I read that before I saw the scene, and so I watched the scene and I was like, I didn't think about this being a war crime, but it kind of is.
Hmm.
Even though she kind of starts it,
Hmm.
but that she's a prisoner, so she can't, whatever.
Yeah,
And then I guess Pablo Schreiber said that he was very vocal against it, but
yeah.
that his objections went un unnoticed or
Ignored.
ignored. Yeah. So there's that.
Hmm.
Well, a lot of Halo talk.
Yeah.
How about this?
Good
I'm
night,
gonna.
everybody.
All right.
Recording stopped. Stop recording. There we go.